Peace. This is about Fadi Fawaz wrecked George Michael's $6 million home after learning he was going to be kicked out. Yeah, George Michael has passed away on Christmas Day a couple of years ago, and so Fadi Fawaz, he was going to be kicked out of George Michael's home, and of course he went on a rampage wrecking his home after he found out he was going to be kicked out. George Michael's lover wrecked the late singer's $6.9 million house because he was finally being kicked out. Fadi Fawaz, who was arrested after his rampage on Tuesday, is losing his battle over the home with Michael's family. And so, Fadi Fawaz, he has wrecked George Michael's house entirely. He broke everything in that house: toilet sinks, walls, windows, chandeliers, if there are chandeliers, everything you could think of that was broken in that house. He was also, of course, arrested after his rampage, and now Fadi Fawaz is losing his battle over the house because George Michael's family wants to make sure he is out of that house because George Michael's family does not want Fadi Fawaz to stay in that house at all. Builders have now been called in to secure the property, changing the locks and barring broken windows to keep him out. Yeah, so the builders have been called in to change the locks in the front lock of the front door, and of course if there's a back door, change that lock too, and of course barring every broken window you could think of, so this way Fadi Fawaz cannot get back into the house at all. A source said it's been a long process trying to get Fadi out. Yeah, of course it's been a long while trying to get Fadi Fawaz out, because George Michael's family, they want to make sure that the house is secure, so this is why Fadi Fawaz has been kicked out, because they don't want him in the house no more. He claims George Michael told him he could stay for as long as he wanted, and Fadi thinks that was as a binding contract. I don't really believe Fadi has said that about George Michael, that George Michael told him he could stay at the house for as long as he wants, because I think that's a lie. Fadi just did not want to listen to anybody, because for George Michael to tell Fadi Fawaz, that he could stay there for as long as he wants, I don't believe that part at all, because that's a lie. But George's family have finally made progress, which triggered his rampage. So now Fadi Fawaz is blaming George Michael's trigger for about him not staying there, and of course Fadi Fawaz has been going on a rampage, doing everything he can. Fawaz has lived at the property, which overlooks Regent's Park in London, since Wham star Michael, 53, died on Christmas Day 2016. So Fadi Fawaz has been there for 2.5 years at the property, and it was overlooking the Regent's Park in London. And I don't even know what the Regent's Park of London looks like, but I can only imagine, or no, I can't even imagine, but I have a feeling that the park may be beautiful and everything. And of course here's Fadi Fawaz Twitter thing that he posted on his Twitter account of him and George Michael. He was arrested after being seen standing on the roof throwing things into a neighbor's garden. Oh, so now Fadi Fawaz was throwing stuff in the neighbor's garden. You know what? I would not want to be throwing stuff in the neighbor's garden, because who knows what kind of plants are over there. You might have roses, gardenias, any kind of plant you could think of. Police said extensive damage had been done to the property before jobless Fawaz, 46, was released under investigation on Wednesday night. So Fawaz is 46 years old, and he's jobless. And of course, the police has said that extensive damage has been done to the property of court, and everything's just been broken in that house. One neighbor said he's been sleeping on the balcony because the house itself is now uninhabitable. And so the neighbors, they've been seeing him sleeping on the roof of the house, because now that the house is no longer livable in, because after all the damage that has been done. I peeked around the door and saw the smashed veneer off the walls that George put in. I'm sorry. So George Michael had put in a veneer. I don't know what it is, but Fadi Fawaz has smashed that real terribly. I mean, everything is just broken in that house now, and it's going to take a lot of money to get it fixed back up to where George Michael had it at in the first place. The builders have been ordered to try and keep him out, but if there's one thing we know about Fadi, it's that he's determined. So the builders have been ordered to keep Fadi Fawaz out of the house, and of course they're gonna but with Fadi Fawaz, he's determined to get back in the house, but he won't be allowed back in the house because the locks are changed. There's bars on the window now, and there's no way for him to get in. All he'll need is some willpower and a ladder. Well, you know what? I think the ladder better be hidden somewhere where he cannot get to it, because Fadi Fawaz is too dangerous, and to be around any property, because he will destroy them. And this is exactly what he did with George Michael's home, and he destroyed it entirely. And there's a $6 million home that Fadi Fawaz has destroyed. I mean, broken windows, broken everything in that house. And this is why he told the police that he was renovating it. And then, oh boy, things have just gotten out of control with Fadi Fawaz, because he's doesn't even belong on the streets at all. So the only thing you can do with them is just put him somewhere where he cannot cause danger to anybody. Leave your comments below. I am out.